Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Dambuza. Welcome to Vastly Sage. I am so glad you could join me. I've spoken and written about my upbringing extensively, and one of the biggest and consistent themes in my childhood and my early adult years is really the struggles I've had to go through to navigate life, pursuing opportunity and just seeking to transcend my material circumstances that were deeply marred by lack and poverty. I fundamentally understood that I had to work hard for the life that I wanted. And I was no stranger to hard work then, and I still am no stranger to hard work now. But you know, those deeply buried negative scripts around money and what money means to me and what money can buy me is really something I have had to continue working on. So I've been on a journey of money, let's put it that way. So this is a topic that's very close to my heart. And as you charter your own journey and in creating wealth and imagining what it can do as a catalyst to the life that you've always wanted to build, I thought it fitting to have a conversation with a great friend of mine, a trailblazing young entrepreneur whose journey I respect and celebrate deeply. And this conversation is really about the psychology of wealth. And I am just so pleased. It is my absolute pleasure to have on Vastly Sage the Legend Manqele. Hello, my friend. The legend. I mean,
is
you
there
are
no one else?
No, absolutely none. How are you?
I am so good. Like, it's been an interesting year, so I'm gonna say I'm good because I'm alive. I'm breathing.
Yes.
I'm grateful. I'm going through it though,
Yes.
but I'm grateful. Yeah.
But you're not just alive. You look like you're really well. You look amazing. Please, thank you for joining me. I really,
I think I look amazing because I made decisions before March.
What decisions did you make before March?
Watching world news and how everything was unfolding, we weren't left out of that.
Yeah.
We were going to go through it. So I think some of the decisions that I made in March were quite pivotal to how well I am today.
Yes, yes.
But it doesn't leave me out of I guess the effects of COVID.
Yes.
You know, we all in some way or another have lost revenue.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Because the markets aren't as vibrant.
Yes.
And I haven't found rest during this time. I know we've been locked down.
Yeah.
But there's no rest in lockdown. It's actually quite a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think though that's probably testament to how you've been able to build this media empire, and you continue to.
Sure.
The Bar Leader Group, which is doing amazing things. I mean, incredible reality TV shows,
Yeah.
and of course, Destiny Magazine. I mean, like,
as the first cover.
of course, I feel like your firstborn child.
You are. Like, every time I look at that cover, I'm like, this was a great decision.
Oh, thank you.
In fact,
a profitable one.
Oh, very bold and profitable, because I felt like you were so still. And I remember the day I walked on, I was coming from Cape Town, I think it was.
Yes.
And I was late for set, and I was so worried because it was the first day.
Yes.
And there you were. And I think the stylist and the makeup artists were all around you. And I was like, this has to be a moment.
Yes.
And it was captured in the cover because you were so still in the cover.
But you seized the moment because you walked in. The energy changed, like everything just, and then I got introduced to the genius that is Legend.
I've never turned back.
It is amazing to watch you work.
Thank you so much. I mean, that moment for me, taking on print in this country, in this world, in this economy,
yes,
is stupid, but
bold.
Yeah, but I believe in literature. I believe in people reading about people's stories.
Yes.
And I believe in celebrating people, you know.
Yeah.
We don't come from normal circumstances as the world would know, you know. And I think having a publication or a platform like that allows me to express my deepest feelings about people.
Yes. But you also tap into people that you wouldn't otherwise have access to, right?
Where would I have met you, Amanda?
Wait, this is true.
Where would I have met you? I mean, aside Hyde Park, because
Yeah, exactly. But that was just the first introduction.
I was so nervous to meet you, and the editor had told me so much about you, and I
Yes.
was like, sure, what a moment.
And when we did meet,
Yeah.
I think I must have said something completely inappropriate, as I always do.
Look, I took it in my stride, and I walked in, and I was like, you? That is a cover.
Now, listen, it was a great privilege to be on the cover. It's really something that I still hold very dear, and because for me, it's about telling our stories and allowing people access into our lives. Because I think that's really what these platforms do in whatever shape or form. And you know, do you spend every single moment of your life thinking, I need to create wealth? Are you working so hard to make money?
I'm
Please tell
not.
me yes.
I'm not. I'm
Yes.
honestly not.
What drives you?
I think for me right now, it's all about creating foundations that will drive me into wealth.
Yes.
Right. I think I struggle between knowing what wealth is and knowing what rich is and knowing what having money is.
Yeah.
So I have money.
Yes.
I consider myself to be able to buy myself whatever I want and all those things.
Build a nice home. Are you getting uncomfortable?
I am, because it has been a big story.
Yes.
You know, I remember when I was starting, not when I was starting, but when I was at the cusp of it.
Yes.
The producer of the show, Usbosh, we used to chat quite a lot.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, I was coming from a prayer and I was crying in the car. I was like, this is a dream. Like, I need to be able to fundamentally realize this dream.
Yes.
And the dream, yes, it came with money. It came with all these things, like financial benefits.
Recognition.
But I think a lot of people take me from that.
Yeah.
But I'm more than that. Like I'm more than just a guy who's in the industry making money.
Yeah.
I'm a creator. I'm a creative. I'm somebody who is enthralled about others and really, really intrigued about people like yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I make sure that in my personal encounters, make sure that is, I guess, the meeting point for me.
Like, and telling those stories.
Yeah, we can joke about money here and there, as we've done.
No, we do all the time.
Yeah, we've done.
In fact, we do. I remember when this year started and we were chatting and we're like, I was like, I need to make money this year. And you're like, I'm in there with you. I need to make money, like lots of money.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. And
I did. And I still made money.
Exactly. In the middle of COVID.
Yeah. But I mean, the money that was made was to keep stuff.
Yeah.
It was to make sure, because my many revenue points, like the publication, suffered.
Of course.
And I needed to make money through the passion, which is TV.
Yes.
And I kind of tried. You know, I tried to keep teams afloat. I tried to keep the company afloat.
But
in
it's
a
a constant
way.
struggle, right? Especially in these times.
You know, our conversations haven't been that amazing. I mean, I reached out to you at some point and, you know, you were there and I really appreciated it, whether it was advice or actual just like physical help.
Yeah.
I genuinely appreciate it.
But I believe in what you do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I think I have a deep appreciation of entrepreneurs and really trying to stick to a sustainable model.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to fall into traps because you just want to make the quick money, right? It's easy to fall by the wayside and lose sight of your vision.
It's a long game.
Yeah, it is a long game. And is for you though, is that what it is? Is the wealth creation for you that long game?
Amanda,
Is it a byproduct of what you love doing?
The money comes because I love what I do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have to get paid for for what I do because
I think it's
I
fortunate.
feed. Yeah. Well, look. At some points it's
Gotta get
fortunate.
paid.
At some points it's fortunate. At some points it's unfortunate because I think being a black child has taught me a lot. You can't be overt about it.
Yeah.
In certain circles.
Yeah.
Or in places where no one knows that you are more than just the pint.
Yes. Yes.
You're a lot and you want to come through with a lot and you want to be able to wear your heart on your sleeve, whether about money or whether about passion
or ambition.
Yeah. And for me, I've been taught I've come to your house quite a lot to say, yes, sis, I shouldn't have posted that. I shouldn't have posted this.
And I'm like, why not? And I'm like, I also wish I could.
but I'm learning a lot about money, and I'm learning a lot about opportunity, and I'm learning a lot about being, I guess, a custodian of my industry.
Yes.
And I'm learning a lot about how it is that I need to behave in the public.
But does that take away the enjoyment of the things you've worked hard for, though?
Oh, it does.
So you often have to shrink yourself.
It does, because a lot of me has given myself to the space that I work in. And I guess it directly translates to the kind of people I have around me and the circles I have around me. I don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to express it to the non-friends that you have. So sometimes you have to project it. Sometimes it comes and you want to celebrate it with everyone because you think everyone knows your story.
And you think everyone is happy for you and should be happy
for you. But Amanda, I've lived honestly in front of everyone.
Yes.
And the minute you seem to be making it is the minute you aren't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. The minute the flower blooms is the minute it begins to die.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like that. Like I wish I had somebody. I wish I'd met you way before, because I would have learned that I actually need an intimacy with success.
Yes.
I need an intimacy with money. I need an intimacy with goals and dreams and aspirations. That when I do go out there, it needs to be strategic.
Yeah.
I was never strategic about who I was. And now I'm learning that. Reputational management.
Yes.
Making sure that what I put out there is essentially going to be a part of the bottom line.
Yes.
I never knew that. Being in the media.
But I think you've done well.
Thank you.
You've done very well. I'm
tried.
very proud of you.
I've tried.
And I think, though, the meeting of our minds and our hearts in the conversations we have are, I guess, purely because I also see a lot of myself in you and how you've gone about your own journey.
Are you for real?
Yeah, for real.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
No, you are.
I never told you that.
No.
Well, I waited for vastly sage, of course.
I am vastly sage right now. Like, vastly. Yeah, for real.
But when you tell me your story of your, I actually find it incredibly inspirational. And I don't use that word, loosely and easily.
Yeah.
But when you tell me, and I've said this to you before, I'm like, you need to tell this story more, because I really think you're such a great example of, first of all, never giving up on yourself or your dreams, but actually putting yourself in the right positions, and when I say right positions, being in the context that can help you and enable your dream and what you've had to put in. So how do you navigate that transition from that struggle? And I mean, please feel free to share with us where it kind of started for you. And how do you manage to just transcend that? And I think it's more a mental game, right, than it is anything else.
Amanda, firstly, I came to Joburg to act. And I realized that world wasn't as it seemed. It wasn't as it presented itself to be when I was sitting at home watching. Watching with a family that didn't believe in an industry like this.
It wasn't a job.
No, it was, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go get drugs.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then to have the opportunity of coming here for a weekend changed my life. I walked into Hillbrow and, you know, I'd been here before for rugby and I was playing, you know, sports against schools that were based in Joburg. But essentially, those trips allowed me to see what Joburg looked like, right? So I saw Auckland Park, I saw Hillbrow, I saw all these things, and I used to ask questions. Yeah, I used to ask questions like from all these people who lived here, like what was this, and what is this, and what is it like to be this? What career is this? And you know, a lot of people didn't know much about it in Joburg. Still, kids who lived in Joburg, who played sports and school rugby, didn't know about this place, or didn't know about the industry.
The industry, yeah.
And I said to myself, okay, cool. I saw this one apartment block that advertised, I think, apartment living for about 1,200. I locked that in my mind because that was cheap and I could raise that somehow.
Yes.
The next year I was here, living in that place. I didn't know that the 1,300 or 1,200 meant that you would be living with 4 other people.
Oh, yeah.
Who come from different types. Who cook different types of food and different types of smells that are like available to you at any time.
You can't escape them.
I remember that so much. And I had grown up in a suburb in Woodhaven in Durban, and it was very cocoon. So I came to Joburg in Hillbrow, in the middle of it, where people are cooking different types of things. And that was always my thing. I was like, yo, I didn't walk out of here until they finished. We used to share this square room. Where each bed, bed was in the corner. We shared the one bathroom. And
so in that moment, though, did it occur to you that this can't be my life forever? Was that like the fuel you needed?
Yeah, because I mean, I grew up in a suburb, Amanda. Like it was filled with love, and people were, you know, I mean, KZN is its own country because we speak our own language. Like there's no other languages that are there, you know, there's no other cultures. There's just a Zulu culture, and you know, like I felt like what was going on, and my mom
there's
wouldn't.
The Zulu and the Indian culture, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, even the Indians speak Zulu.
They're very Zulu.
Yeah, like I grew up in a suburb in Durban. You know, it wasn't the best of suburbs, but it was the best of suburbs that I knew.
Yes.
So to come to Joburg in the middle of Hillbrow, Doornfontein, you can imagine.
Yep.
Like no mom, no cooked meals, nothing. 4 of you sharing a room, and you all come from Mafikeng, Limpopo, Venda. It's like wild.
A melting pot.
And literally, there were pots that were melting. There were pots that were melting, and I didn't understand the smells, and I was like, no, we only cook chicken like this. Why are people eating masonja? Like, I didn't understand it. I was like, no. This is horrific. A month later, I was fine. We were all friends, you know, and I'm still quite good Facebook friends with everyone.
Yes.
And, you know, I think for me, that taught me and made me appreciate what all the stories I used to hear about, you know, Bumshaka used to live in Hillbrow.
Of course, yeah.
All these people, all these artists that we know of used to live in Hillbrow or Yeoville.
And Yeoville, yeah.
So I found myself romanticizing about this place, which was dangerous. And you'd hear a scream or a gunshot here and there, and you'd be like, this is amazing. As long as a bullet's not in me, this is what I used to hear about.
Yes.
And I used to walk from Hillbrow to Randburg every now and then when I didn't have money. And it was purely just to be an audience member at Urban Brew.
Wow.
So Urban Brew used to have the show called Big Breakfast and Wild Room.
So you were an extra, actually.
Yes,
You were an
yes.
extra.
Yes, yes.
Wow, look at you, man.
It was so amazing to be like, call a number, So I used to be able to walk in there and be captured by your likes of Akumzi and Musa.
Yes.
And all the other guys that were there, America, all these people that used to present, and I genuinely just appreciated watching that.
Yes.
And the agent wouldn't pay us. Luckily I'd been working. I'd worked in retail since I was in grade 9.
Oh yeah.
So I'd saved up some money, and I just used to be able to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Although it was, I think, 2 months worth of money.
Yeah.
That I had.
Which is way more than a lot have.
Yeah.
Right?
And within those 2 months, I landed a job at Urban Brew.
Wow.
And so the journey begins, and in that, I appreciate my existence, God,
yes.
everything, because I got the contract on the 12th of May, which is my birthday.
Oh my God.
So it was like vibes,
ordained,
man. Yeah,
right?
vibes. I was born in this industry. I just want to drive.
I know.
I just want to drive. I just want to be...
Convoy.
Yeah, I just want to be able to own it.
Yes.
But sometimes, I have moments where my mom is calling me and saying, look, this is what's happening in the family. Although it was at an extreme level where I was so panicked, I landed up in hospital. Because I didn't know I suffer from anxiety and all these things.
Yes.
So I landed up in hospital, and the entire family was there.